all right? Because if you hear the answer, your chin is going to go, "Wah," and you might actually dislocate. So for your own safety, before I tell you the number of precincts in which Romney got exactly 0 votes in 2012, not 1 or 2, but exactly 0. The correct number, hold your chin, hold it, 57. How's your chin? 50-fucking-7. Now just drop that big floating turd at your barbecue and watch the lefties try to tell you that the election was completely good in 2020. Yeah, I believe, and here's the way to go. Agree with them that it was good in 2020 and the election was absolutely fine. But also, interesting, it's a weird little thing, probably not connected to the current situation in any discernible way, but it's sort of an interesting historical note that there were 57 fucking precincts that gave Romney 0 votes. 57 fucking zeros. 57 fucking zeros reported in CBS right in front of your fucking face, and they tell you that it's because Romney wasn't popular in urban areas. That's not fucking true. That's not true. That's not true. There is no statistical fucking way to get 0 votes in 57 fucking districts and shove this in our fucking faces and act like we're not going to fucking notice. Except that it worked. You didn't notice. But if you want to wonder if our elections are fucked up, you don't have to wonder anymore. By the way, if this is true, and I guess you'd have to say maybe CBS has the wrong numbers, maybe. But if it's true that 57 precincts had exactly 0 Romney votes, we're done. We're done. Our election system didn't work in 2012. You can say that for sure. Now, I don't know if it got the wrong answer. It's possible that Obama would have been handily elected under every circumstance. It's possible. But you don't have to wonder if the election is corrupt. That's been answered. Now, what was it that changed the situation, and how did the system get upgraded so such a thing wouldn't happen again? Well, that's not in the story. Because the story doesn't need to tell you how the system was fixed, because there was nothing to fix. The headline tells you that Romney was unpopular. So the way you fix that is run a better candidate, right? Nothing wrong with the election system, according to CBS. It's just that you have this one candidate who's so darn unpopular that he gets 0 votes. Amazing. Google says 59. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's 59. Doesn't change the story, but 59. I wish I'd sworn with the correct number. It would have been much better. Anyway, that's the country you live in. The elections, let me say it directly. You want to see me get canceled? Based on the CBS report, a reasonable citizen should conclude that our elections were fixed in 2012 and that nothing has happened since then that would change that situation. So if CBS is correctly reporting, the only reasonable conclusion is that the elections were completely rigged, or at least in Philadelphia. You can't go beyond that. That the election was rigged in Philadelphia and that nothing has changed since then. A reasonable citizen should be able to look you straight in the fucking eye and say there's no chance that our elections are not rigged. Doesn't mean that Trump won the election. I don't make that claim. I accept the election outcome the way it was called from the day it was called. Because I still think we're better off trusting the system and fixing it than to throw out a system. Right? So we're still better off acting as though that was a credible result, but we certainly should not expect that it was. So if I'm still here tomorrow, that'll be a surprise. But if I get kicked off, that CBS report about 59 precincts having 0 Romney votes is going to get a lot more attention, won't it? And that's the kill shot. That's the end of the fucking conversation. If it's true, I mean, I could take a fact check on that. Maybe the CBS report is wrong. But if it's true, It's the end of the fucking conversation. Does everybody agree with that? There's nothing to say after that. You don't need any audits. You don't need any. You don't need any smoking guns. Nope. You don't need to find a hanging chad